Have you ever pondered what lies beneath all of our water resources? Or do you notice anything different when you go to the beach? Because the earth is 70% water, it is not impossible for alien species to inhabit it. We go deeper, widen our eyes, and ask ourselves, how shallow can you be under the shadow of water? We're the Aqua Rangers, and we're here to discuss the water cycle and invasive species in water.
Ever since, water is one of the most important natural resources in life. It's abundant compound on Earth's surface, occurring in gaseous, liquid, and solid state. Used for a variety of purposes such as drinking, food preparation, irrigation, and manufacturing, or simply survival. However, even though more than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, different countries are experiencing water scarcity because we treat it like it is unlimited, and now more than 1 billion people lack access to clean drinking water. So let's all dive deeper into the underlying cause to help restore the water.
An invasive species is a non-native organism that causes ecological or economic damage in a new habitat. Invasive species have the potential to destroy native plants and animals, reduce biodiversity, compete for limited resources with native creatures, and modify environments. There are known invasive species in water that can cause harm and damage to it, and these are the common carp, zebra mussels, common water hyacinth, northern snakehead, purple stripe, European green crab, Asterias amurensis, American bullfrog, Galerpataxophilia, and Chinese mitten crab. As we view it, these invasive species are like shadows in the water, pretending to be part of the habitat but harming the species, resulting to a resource competition.
The water cycle depicts the Earth's and atmosphere's constant circulation of water. It is a complicated system with a lot of moving parts. Thus, as we dive deeper, we found out that there are more processes in the cycle: condensation, precipitation, infiltration, runoff, and evapotranspiration are the 5 processes at work in the water cycle. Except for precipitation, all of these occur at the same time and on a continuous basis. When the conditions are right, water vapor condenses into clouds, which lead to precipitation. Precipitation either falls to the ground, infiltrates the soil, or runs as a runoff to the sea. Plants, on the other hand, return water to the atmosphere by transpiration, whereas surface water like lakes, streams, or seas evaporates and returns moisture to the atmosphere. Earth's weather patterns are influenced by the movement of water into and out of the atmosphere. Therefore, ecosystems, economies, and our daily lives are all affected by the water cycle.
There are external factors that have an effect on water resources. Invasive or non-native species are among these, where organisms are transferred into a new ecosystem that is not their own. The danger of these species is that they may settle in a new area and begin to ecologically damage the environment. Examples of invasive species are the lionfish, marmorated stinkbug, cane toad, and Asian tiger mosquito. Non-native plants and animals can also damage hydrological processes through their physiology, morphology, behavior, and interactions with other species. Furthermore, invasive species have an impact on runoff amount and timing, erosion, sedimentation, and other natural physical processes. Our water systems are also no strangers to the atrocities of humanity. One anthropogenic effect includes deforestation that results in exposure to floods during rainfall. Another effect is irrigation. When water is over-extracted, transpiration increases during the water cycle. Lastly, one of the most known effects is climate change that leads to a high global temperature and sea level rise, resulting in a significant change in elevation.
For decades, scientists have known the basic structure of our DNA, the building block that make up our genes. Although nearly every cell in the human body has the same set of genes, Why is it that different types of cells, such as those from brain or skin, look and behave so differently? The answer is epigenetics. Epigenetics is a rapidly growing area of science that focuses on the processes that help direct when individual genes are turned on or off. While the cell's DNA provides the instruction manual, genes also need specific instructions. In essence, epigenetic processes tell the cell to read specific pages of the instructions manual at distinct times. Where epigenetics change as we age, both as part of normal development and aging in response to our behaviors and an environment. Epigenetic changes, that is chemical changes in the genome other than in the DNA sequence, have been argued to play as the drivers of both mechanisms of biological response to environmental challenges.
Water is paramount to the growth and development of all living organisms that dwell on the planet Earth, significantly fulfilling our day-to-day activities. To participate in the worldwide effort to overcome the issues related to invasive species introduction and spread in the country, it is essential to grasp and acquire a more open understanding of how an individual can sustainably use while also preserving the country's environmental resources. Be familiar with every aspect, understand the rules that apply, and implement measures to mitigate it. More importantly, join programs or volunteer wherever accessible. Everybody should be aware of how fundamental water is. As a response, we should look for opportunities to eliminate what threatens ecosystems by becoming proactive so that future generations can effectively use the Earth's resources thoroughly.
The water cycle is an extremely important process because it enables the availability of water for all living organisms and regulates weather patterns on our planet. If water did not naturally recycle itself, we would run out of clean water, which is essential to life. It is our duty to take care of our planet because obviously there is no planet B. Remember, planet Earth can survive without us, but we cannot survive without planet Earth. We are in huge debt to our environment. Hence, we urge you to be an advocate of sustainable development goals. To sum up, we hope we were able to make an impact on you in some way. These problems are far too complicated to be handled by just a single approach, but we can make a progress if we act now. After all, a small action might serve as a foundation for a brighter future.